Now that we have our AI server up and running, we can start with the first workflow. So what is that? Well, basically when we started out to use AI 1.5 years ago, the only way to get it up and running was to do some coding with Python, JavaScript or something like that. And that was basically a bunch of text and numbers. I have been using Visual Studio Code and it looks like something like this when you have to type it in. But now we have a visual solution that can do it. Actually, we have more than one, but this one is the one that I like most. It's called N8N and it's very simple to use with a lot of services where we can set up some credentials. They also have a link here for templates, which are helpful to get started. This variables part is only available on the enterprise plan. So let's Google the pricing page. And you see that the Pro plan would be $50 a month and the enterprise plan is even more expensive. And you can't see it on this page, but we are using the Community Edition, which is free. And you can locally host it on your own server. Below the variables we would see the executions. So far we don't see anything because we have not executed the workflow yet. Here is the help section. This would lead you to the N8N tutorials page on YouTube. The documentation is very helpful if you need to know something about certain parts of N8N, like the flow components. This is the forum part where you can see discussions. We could use GitHub to report a bug, which I'm not going to do right now. In the About section you can see if your version is the current one. And here you can find the source code on GitHub. And of course the user settings, where you can set up a lot of other stuff, including the two-factor authentication, which I personally actually hate. And you see, if you would like to add some users for your team, you needed to upgrade the version. Here we can create an API key, which is helpful to communicate with other kinds of applications. External secrets would need an upgrade. That is the same for environments, single sign-on, LDAP authentication, log streaming. But the community nodes part is very interesting because here you can install some components that might be very helpful. But keep in mind, these components have been created by people outside of the N8N team, so it might be a security risk. Okay, that's it for the N8N dashboard interface. Let's go on with the first workflow in the next video.